Lucas,
Everett.
how do you do?
I'm doing well. We're in the post-holiday season now. It's the new year.
It's the new year.
Mm-hmm. I just got back from Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh my God, what a great place.
I missed it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Listen, if there's ever been a place I want to be put into a wood chipper, it is Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah, it's cold. I'm good there for 2 weeks. Growing up, I hated it. I was like itching to leave. But then, what's it called? The heart grows fonder or whatever?
Absence makes the heart grow
There
fonder.
we go.
Listen, I've got a plan for you. All right, we're going to move you back to North Dakota. We're going to run you for office. You're going to be a mayor, maybe, and then state senate, and then you're going to be the new Heidi Heitkamp.
Absolutely. Like John Early in Search Party. Did you ever watch that?
I'm so bored.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. That being said, okay, tangent. Mayor, that just tripped my memory. We have welcome to the Let's Get Bread podcast. I forgot the intro. I keep forgetting it. I promised to get better, but improvement just isn't for me, I've realized.
Well, you're nervous. It's clear.
We've got a big guest today. We had the mayor of West Hollywood, sort of, on a previous. We now have the mayor of sex here with us on our podcast.
Well, I mean, some would say even a higher ranking official than mayor.
The senator of sex, maybe? We have Joel someone on the pod today. Woo!
Welcome, Joel.
Hello. I'm more like the Maggie Gyllenhaal of sex. Had some bangers, but made a whole bunch of crap.
I was waiting to see. I was like, wait, are you like a snob with sex?
Your brother loves camping?
Yeah, exactly.
Take all of it. All of it. I have more popular siblings. I'm kind of a hack. All of it.
Yeah.
Maggie, if you're listening, I think you're fantastic.
She is. She's cool.
So, Joel, I am utterly delighted that you're here. You're right in the middle of a move, so thank you so much for taking time out of your very full schedule.
It really was.
What have you done today? Give the kids a rundown of
All right, so I started my day by, waking up and doing a collab, and then doing another collab, and then selling some furniture, and then arriving to the podcast on time.
Oh,
Listen, Lucas has many virtues. One of those virtues is not having 10 separate toes or being on time to things.
I am a yes girl, so I say yes to everything all the time. And then I'm like, I'll get there. I don't know how I'll get there, but I'll get there. And if I'm usually I'm like 4 or 5 minutes late.
He's a free spirit.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
But I forgive you.
Thank you.
You mentioned a collab. What are you, a jazz artist? You a painter? What are we talking?
Yeah, absolutely. I was playing the skin flute.
Okay, so by way of introduction, if you're a homosexual with a telephone and a Twitter account, you probably know who Joel someone is.
Or you don't, and you wonder what the kind of name is that for a porn actor. Can't you get his last name?
Okay, so kids, we had the most delightful, Lucas and I. We struggle with communication, Lucas and I do. And
overwriting. We have to call each other.
Yeah, and I was trying to get him to tell him we'd book Joel someone for this pod, and Lucas... We did a little who's on first routine, wherein Lucas got very cross with me, and I said, Joel someone, actual name in parentheses. He goes, what do you mean? Is that? I said, no, it's Joel someone. And then Lucas responded,
I'm actually so annoyed. You just kept saying someone. You are so fucking unbearable.
Joel, how do you feel having caused a rift between me and my co-host today?
Well, I'm happy one of you knew who the fuck I was. It brings me such immense joy because it happens all the time. Anytime I'm on set, anytime that I'm being introduced in a room that I'm not in, they think that one of them is just like being like kind of passive aggressive, be like, I don't know what his name is. Just whatever. There's a guest coming. Shut up.
Yeah.
No, it makes me incredibly happy. And then usually I enter the room and everyone's giggling because of such an instance. So just being able to live a life where I do that with my name is very satisfying.
And it worked admirably. The befuddlingly named Joel someone. You are a performer, actor, producer these days. Are you doing?
That's the funny thing about the OnlyFans is everybody wants to kind of like piss on it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I have to hire a camera guy.
Yeah,
I built a set. I light it. I edit it. It's like I am a producer. I'm producing my own content, but it is a production. Nonetheless, I am producing.
Yeah,
Joel,
I think it's amazing because seriously, I hyperventilate anytime my direct superior manager gives any kind of feedback. It could be like nice feedback of just like, hey, slow down a little bit, and I'm like, they're gonna fire me. I'm gone. They're creating
Get out.
an environment where I'm blah blah blah, and it's like I so admire people who go and do their own shit, make it happen for themselves, work for themselves, make money for themselves. So fuck yeah, I love that.
But I have that thing where it's like we have queer hyper focus,
Mm.
where like I like suddenly can like focus in to be like a laser beam and get shit done.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the last 3 days, I haven't accomplished very much, but today I was just like a demon at the like, you know what I mean? And the bitch who picked up my furniture today was running a little bit late too, and I was like, "You're cutting into my McDonald's time homework." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm moving to New York, and I had moved here from New York, and I'm one of the things I do to always be on time is always have a buffer, but I'm also kind of a fat ass, and so that buffer time is usually like kind of like I want to go to McDonald's. It's
Yeah.
McDonald's. Like, bitch, if I can't get a McRib because of you, it's over.
Yeah.
Did you get your McRib?
No, I got a chicken sandwich. They were out of McRibs,
Oh damn it.
which is for the best.
I didn't know it was back.
It sneaks up on you.
Wow.
When did you make the crossover to OnlyFans?
You know, I really didn't want to do OnlyFans for the longest time. And it really irked a lot of my peers when I first started because I wanted to just be like porn star. Like I was like,
Did studio.
yes, I did studio and I
Still do. Is that
I do. It was just my dream. Like I wanted to be like a studio porn actor. I wanted to have extraordinarily unrealistically hot photos of myself on VHS tapes. Like the whole dream.
Yeah.
VHSs of yourself?
No, I'm not that old, thankfully.
So he will still go and find gay porn on VHS and send it to his friends unsolicited.
It's one of my favorite deranged care packages that I will put together is VHS porn with like a pornographic magazine. Sent that to Seth and Cameron. Hi, Seth. Hi, Cameron. We'll keep doing it. I will not stop unless
that's fabulous.
yeah, but unless a judge tells me to, it's not going to stop.
So, but like, yes. And so I decided I wanted to do studio porn and all that. But after a certain point, it just became such a juggernaut. Like it's, and I'm a huge on networking. Every year I go to at least 5 gay porn award shows, porn award shows. I go to all of them.
I just saw that was right down in Hollywood the other week. Or what's that venue called?
There's one that's the XBiz or was I'm not sure which one it was.
Okay, it was the AVN Awards or the GayVN Awards.
The GayVNs are in Vegas.
Oh.
Those ones are in Vegas in December.
Then what was that?
Oh, they,
Or January, May.
we talked about this. They book stand-ups for those, don't they?
Yes, they do. They didn't this year. They've
No?
They've not been putting as much money in the men's ones.
Oh.
The straight side always gets like a lot more money. The gay ones,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying nobody shows up. It's kind of like the end of camp where it's all of us being like, come on, merit badges for everybody.
Oh, that's
you know what I mean?
sweet though.
You cannot get gay porn fans to show up to that shit.
Probably not.
believe
Yeah.
that,
Like they'll just like I'll just go on Grindr and get laid. I don't want to come support you.
Not in any meaningful way, Al.
So when did you get on OnlyFans?
So I got on OnlyFans actually, and I was one of those just before the pandemic started.
Okay, cool.
And I was moving out here to LA to be with my ex, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. And I started kind of like making content. And I realized how much I like it, but then also that kind of perfectionist like studio porn person came in on me where I'm like, I actually was the cameraman for a Performers OnlyFans for like a year before I started my own. And so he taught me well. His name was Cutler X. His name is, I'm sorry, Cutler X has not passed.
With us?
He's still with us. I'm like,
We lost Tim Kruger. We can't lose Cutler.
oh, I know. But he taught me about lighting. Homeboy was like all about lighting, and he is right. And so like whenever I set up my stuff, I have good lighting setups, and then I'm like a nerd. I do like an overhead camera. I hire a cameraman, and it's just like I get to kind of flex my kind of like artistic prowess.
Yeah.
But then luckily, since it's in like the comfort of my house, my cameraman's a guy I've given a hand job like 20 times. Like there's no pressure. It's like totally chill. Whereas when you're on set, it's harder and harder for them to hide the strings and make yourself be like mind meld yourself into fully being kind of like comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
it's chill. We're in a chill environment.
Sure, because when you're on set, I mean, there's with all the comics and the flops and dirtbags I know in LA that do comedy, a lot of them work on porn sets.
Yes.
And a lot of them, will do in their bits about how they're like behind, a plywood divider mixing jizz.
Yep.
The jizz mixture and putting it into syringes. You don't want to see how the sausage is made. And I imagine as a performer, when you're the one who has to sustain an erection, if the sausage is being made nearby,
and they're all fucking talking.
Yeah.
They're not just making the sausage.
No, yeah.
They're talking about bullshit as well too. I'm like, I'm trying to fuck over here.
Quiet
talk
on
about
set,
sports.
please. Yeah.
Oh, well, and it's like just nonsense, like fucking nonsense. And it's like that's the funniest part too, is they think that that's like relaxing. You're like, yeah, we're just gonna carry on conversations while you get close to coming. I'm like, no, like before I have to like get close to them. I'm like, I need everybody to shut the fuck up. You all sit in silence before I jizz. I do love a cheap smile though. I do like and that's one of the things I love having the pleasure of doing with my OnlyFans is being able to break character and kind of fuck with the other performer. Like I'm a troll. The name is a troll. I'm a troll. And like I always tell people this in my scenes. Sometimes if someone's putting on too heavy of like a performance, I just love looking right into the camera and be like, "Hi, I'm Joel Someone. How are you doing today?"
Yeah.
Like mid kind of like aggressive, over hyper-masculized butt fucking. I'm like, "How you doing today? Da, da, da. This is my scene partner." Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Well, and the audience knows too. When
Well, because then whoever I'm fucking will start cut eyes to me like this motherfucker.
So this is how you and I initially connected. So it's no secret. I have been on the grossest gay apps promoting my burgeoning comedy
Respect.
career. Yeah, thank you. Sniffies specifically. Shout out to Sniffies. Please sponsor us. And Joel, I had just been reading about the Senate Twink, an American hero, unsung American hero, the Senate Twink. And lo and behold, Joel Someone pops up who'd recently collabed with said Senate Twink. For those who don't know the story, the Senate Twink was a DC homosexual who was made infamous briefly by a questionable decision to film OnlyFans content inside the U.S.
The Heart hearing room.
Heart hearing room. Thank you very much. And it was in a Senate confirmation room where Sonia Sotomayor was grilled by a Senate panel to be confirmed on the U.S. Supreme Court. And this child took a photograph of himself.
No, it was a video. It's a video of him getting pounded out.
Gigantic German schnitzel, a big German sausage of a German diplomat. I think Georg was his name. He's since been recalled to Germany.
Yeah.
But the child, did video and photo spread. You take the images when you got the set, and was pilloried across all. He was a staffer for Ben Cardin, as I recall, a Democratic Maryland senator. All of my DC homes.
The conservative, all the outlets picked it up hard.
Yeah.
Ran with
It is always kind of amusing when they pick one thing to be like, this is the thing.
Yes. And the Senate Twink, that was his OnlyFans handle. A lot of the bro fags of mine in DC knew this kid, played dodgeball with him.
Oh, they're all sluts. DC's the worst.
The worst gay scene in the country.
DC, I'm more likely to see a crack pipe in a DC hookup than anywhere else. I will tell you right now.
100%.
Utter depravity. And when the bro fags sent me the LinkedIn of this child and and saw who he was, it's like, oh, we would not get along at all. And then I realized actually we would. He blew up his entire fucking life by getting fucked in the ass in a Senate hearing room. I need to meet this child. I need to understand him. Senate Twink, if you're out there.
Do you like getting fucked in the ass?
It's happened once or twice. So I found it quite agreeable.
I look at him. It's the only way he.
So I'm just saying we're all dumb animals, just dumb fucking animals, and we've all done as bad or worse and not gotten caught. And it's like I feel like that's the thing. It's funny. I was watching something about Monica Lewinsky today, and it's just
quaint,
But you know what I mean. I feel for people that these little infractions get picked up, and just blown up, and the person who wants to monetize it inside of me was like, yes, show all the conservatives, they'll buy, they've got deep pockets for gay sex. Like in my mind, that's like, because I'm one of those people, I'm like, I want all the money, but for someone like him, it really fucked with his head because you just described it. He blew up his life.
Well, and he was so young and so impressionable. The internet, strangers from who knows where, calling him like a demon. Literally.
Well, in our own community, I'm sorry, and that's where I go right back to the pearl clutching DC homosexuals that I will say, and once again, you're more likely to find a crack pipe with those motherfuckers than anyone else, were the ones who, to this day, will message me just so you know, he set back things for gay men in politics 20 years.
Yeah, utterly unreal. So my very first show ever, first comedy show ever, I talked about our blessed, beautiful Senate Twink briefly in my set. And I remember even in the moment as I was telling my bit about him, I was like, I don't think I'm doing him justice. I don't think, like, whatever the line was, I was saying something about how, like, there's the spectrum of homosexual respectability where you've got Pete Buttigieg on one side, and then now it seems like the Senate twink.
The Senate twink is the parameter.
And I just, to the audience, it's like, I need you people to understand how the Senate twink is the one we need to protect. Like, this child needs resources. He possibly needs counseling, I should think. Maybe some job counseling. He's in Australia now, I understand.
He's not doing too bad, though.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh,
Good.
When I did get to talk to him, he's incredibly dry. And I am the opposite of dry. I am
Moist.
I am so moist. But that's also because I'm a people pleaser. So it's like when I meet up with people who are like really dry, I'm like, are you mad at me or something? like, do you really just not like me? What's the fucking problem? And so it took me a second of hanging out with him. And like, oh, he's just dry.
Yeah.
And like, so I feel for him because then I'm like, oh, then he's probably had to deal with plenty of assholes like me who are like,
God.
fuck you, and you're gone.
When did you guys collab?
Do you remember? My life is a fucking.
It was after the Great Fire.
Okay.
the great.
It was,
So recently.
yeah, it was recent. It was recent. But the reason that this,
Sorry, my time dates are just 9/11 and nothing else. Is that can't remember.
it's the Hillary Duff movie. I'm just kidding. No, but you did that, like, eyes cut to the camera as you're filming a promo with him, and you're behind him railing away at him, and you said, it's Joel someone, and I'm here with, and then the camera pans back and you see the Senate twink's face, and then he just pauses a second. It's like he forgot his own name. He's like, oh, the Senate twink? Nice.
The dick is that good. I'm sorry. The dick. I'm sorry. I don't like to brag about my penis, but the penis will make you forget your name sometimes.
Need to uplift this child. It was just the most delightful promo I think I've ever seen. And so I messaged you on the app, and I said, oh my God, I have so many questions for you about the Senate twink. And here we are.
My cameraman was even shocked too because I didn't tell him who it was, and then like we all showed up at the same time, and he just burst out laughing.
Oh my.
He's like, no fucking way.
That's amazing.
You would. And I love those types of people in this community because, it's weird how it's so modern. This form of sex work is so modern and so widely kind of acceptable. It's not fully acceptable, but it is incredibly more palatable to people now. And it's you notice that a hierarchy forms from people who are, doing this form of it and that form of it. And I have never understood that. I am on the same level of like girls walking the street holding a big gulp in an oversized shirt. Like I know the lot lizards. I know I've seen my way through some dark sex work kind of thing. Like you know what I mean? And even just guys off a grinder. It's like if you fucked someone off of an app, there's a great chance you've dealt with like a fucking meth head or dealt with someone with like serious mental issues because that's sadly the kind of like randomness of sex nowadays. And so I like to reflect my sexual journey in a certain level of honesty. Like I love working with different people. I love working with people that like, like what's the deal with this? I thought the controversy part was interesting. I'm like, that's fascinating. I'm like, and like I said, I was to a certain degree kind of jealous. I'm like, I would have monetized the fuck out of that. But I know he to a certain degree did not because it was his life collapsing in on itself. And like he ran away, I think to New Zealand first and then to South Africa. And it's like, I'm a person who's never not felt safe. Yeah. Like, sorry about the double negative, but I've always had a certain level of security in my life, whether it be my stature or who I am. I have never felt like people are coming for me.
Yeah.
And so I kind of feel for him because that's probably what it felt
in DC and the politics scene, that's a small town pretty much.
Yes.
Everyone knows everything. Everyone's waiting for the collapse to come. And like when you're so young and impressionable, it's on one hand, it's like, what are you thinking posting that? How did you think this was going to go? But
then he didn't.
Yeah. Oh, he posted it to a close friend's story.
Or something like that. It was, but it wasn't one of those things that it was supposed to go like viral.
Yeah.
But then again, I agree. Everything's out there. And whenever people like squirrely are like, well, I would love to try sex. I would love to try an OnlyFans. I'm like, girl, I opened you sent me dick pics.
Yeah. Totally.
The door is way more open than you believe.
100%. My nudes, I've already made peace with the fact like I can't run for office. Someone somewhere has them. Yeah.
Truly. Well, and like certain demographics of men, like I love working with Indian men, like men from India. And if you're like that, your nudes are like people take them and they post them on websites like of specifically for looking for Indian men, like because that's just how it is. Like that people are just so wanting to see naked Indian men that they, without consent, take them and put them on these kind of like flyer sites and whatnot. So lots of people will be like, I just had a Grindr account. Now all of a sudden there's a picture of me holding my boner up online. It's like that is real. That does exist. Yeah. I live in a reality where like it's all relative. I assume it's all been seen. Like my mother was a principal of a school, and one of the fucking employees she had tried to blackmail her with my fucking porn career. You know what I mean? And I was like, of course, would be the one faggot I hooked up with in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Fuck you, dude. Oh my God.
Is that where you're from?
That's where I'm from.
What's his name and social security number? We're going to track him down.
Well,
seriously.
And you know what? When he stepped 9 to my mother, he didn't send me one. So
No, we gotta stick Walter White on.
That's outrageous. And did he actually follow through with the threat?
No. My mom's a mean old bitch. She was she ruined his career.
Oh, that's the stuff. That's good.
I was like, oh, you picked the wrong bitch. No. She took him down to Chinatown.
Isn't it fun how, I mean, for some people that is the end of the world, right? If having your sexual life suddenly broadcast in public, or having what you're like as a sexual being, that's curtains. Like if Pete Buttigieg is somebody who's like, I've got Pete Buttigieg's whatever naked photographs, that would be a seismic, titanic catastrophe for him. And then for other people who just don't have the shame towards that, like, yeah, what and like,
well, you know, it's just, I think that as gay people, we live in, there's two realities for gay people. There are the gay people who are trying to keep up and trying to clear space for us to be amongst families, and I respect that. I do. I respect the gay people who want to have an existence that isn't questioned. Sure. That they're not like questioning whether you're some type of pedophile just because you have gay sex, which was the question for the longest time.
And it's back.
And it's back. But at the same time, I don't want to be heteronormative.
Right.
That is boring. That's it. If you talk to any heterosexual, they're jealous as fuck of our gay shenanigans. The gay men have the most fun.
So you mentioned that your mom knows about your porn career?
Everybody does. Yeah. I've been doing this for like going on 9 years.
So before the Great Fire.
Before the Great Fire.
What was their journey with it? Were they accepting right away, or did it take some time?
I didn't give them a choice.
Yeah,
I just went and did it. Like to a certain degree, I just kind of. I ran away to join the porn circus. I made a whole bunch of money. I flew to New York City. I started a life, and I let them in slowly after that.
Nice.
But it was like I struggle. I'm very I struggle with like codependency, and so I had to make like a hard cut. And do these things. I don't like being questioned. If I'm questioned, I get like, it fucks with my head, and I kind of like ruminate it too much.
Why do you think that is?
Come on, childhood sexual trauma, face tattoo of what? I don't know. Like it could be anything. Like wow, that's a deep question for another day. But I'm the type of person that if I do decide to do something, I've studied it, I've looked into it so much. Like I started out as a sex worker first. Like in New Mexico, this like porn caravan was driving through town. It was before OnlyFans, before all of that.
It wasn't Bait Bus, was it?
No, it was. I shouldn't mention it because they gave me a hard rejection. They were like, no, we don't want you. They're like, you're over 28 and you don't have abs. No, no, sir, pass. And so I got, and when you're rejected, I was only mildly interested. Now it became a vendetta.
Yeah.
Like that. Now I'm not just going to be a porn star, but I'm going to be a porn star to reckon with.
Yeah, right. You're going to be Joel someone.
Joel motherfucking someone. And so I hired one of the guys who was also for sale as like an escort. It was a terrible experience. And I was like, I've been working retail for 10 plus years.
Oh yeah.
I got this.
Yeah.
I got this. I got customer service and sex. Boom.
Yeah.
And so I started doing escorting. I moved to New York because I was really good at escorting. And from there, I started doing all the Family Dick, the Mormon Boys, all the fun theatrical naughty websites.
Mormon Boys is shot out of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Well, it's shot a lot of different places.
Okay,
it's shot all over a lot of men.
It's there. I'll tell you gossip about that afterwards because it is in Minneapolis now. But like it's also shot in. They contracted out to everybody.
Got it.
So
okay.
they whore the Mormon Boys out. They whore it out deep,
just like the church.
just like the church. But like that's how I kind of got my start. Was I just like, you know what, I'm gonna do this, because once I started doing sex work, I started getting like a lot of money. And I had never seen money like that before in my life. And I had always dreamed of leaving New Mexico. Like, that was always the big dream. I had always gotten in relationships thinking we could like team up, get the fuck out of town.
I mean, that's
Tracy
why
Chapman fast car kind of shit. Yeah, totally.
I mean, that's why they have that balloon festivals to get people out of New Mexico.
Right. Balloons land in New Mexico. That's the
I know, which is the biggest disappointment, I think, for everybody who does the festival.
I recommend everyone going. It is really lovely.
It's super pretty. I've got friends who live in Albuquerque. Hi, Natasha.
When you were escorting, how many of your clients percentage-wise do you think were straight?
Oh, that's hard. Because I was doing massage and escorting, and I would say I have a very specific clientele who's into the shtick, and it tends to be kind of older men from like 45 to 72 that are queer and fun and sober, which I love.
Yeah.
And so that kind of is my demographic. When I was doing massage, I could massage straight Hasidic guys all fucking day, all day long. Straight Hasidic guys would come. They tuck in the little tassels and put a hat over the kippah. And you would have thought
they came in with their tzitzit on.
Yeah, well, it was tucked in. They would tuck it into their pants and everything
so
like
God
that.
Couldn't see.
Yeah, no, like they were going into house of ill repute.
Oh,
I hadn't. That is so fabulous.
I'm kind of obsessed.
Incredible.
We need to write a script together. Yeah.
Yes, please, and thank you. Did you ever have? I mean, so you got into it. You discovered you really the work agreed with you.
Yes,
you did well at it. You were able to satisfy the customers. Was there a moment for you where did you have to overcome any shame, any sort of like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this?
You know, I'm a prep porn star. Like, I grew up with like the hard fear of AIDS in my blood, like the othering of kind of like of it, like being afraid, like the boogeyman, like
sure.
AIDS was the boogeyman, and it didn't matter if people liked gays or they didn't like gays. The second thing out of their mouth after they said it was always, oh, those poor gays die of AIDS. Yeah, like, you know what I mean. So I had a deep anxiety of dying of AIDS, and I love to say it as many times. I make a joke out of that, but. So that was like a deep insecurity and fear. And so when prep came around, I became a giant fucking whore.
Yeah.
I know. I hate people say that. And they're like, oh my God, I went to a gangbang once. No, I fucked a percentile of New Mexico. Like, I really did. New Mexico, you got it from me. But truly, I all of a sudden just had this fire under my ass, and just like this whiplash of like, all of a sudden I can be sexual. All of a sudden I want to consume. And truly, I fucked all my ex's friends. I fucked every profile on Grindr, to the point where that one came into town. I'm like, you're not from around here. You either started this account yesterday or you're not from around here.
I can't imagine. Not to be a total snob, I'm from a smaller state as well, North Dakota.
Come through.
And I can't imagine there's too many viable options.
We have to fuck the blank profiles too.
Oh,
because that's the thing. The blank ones are, but they're fun. That's like Russian roulette. Because sometimes it'll be like, man, like you just dropped your kids off at soccer practice and now you're pounding me out in the back of a car. Love that. That's amazing.
Being gay is awesome.
Other times you're in a crack den, and that's not even the worst part. There are rooms full of Marie Osmond dolls that smell like piss. Like, that's like, you know, the crack. They're like, what's worse, the crack house or the fact that there's rats everywhere? Like, pick a trauma. What's going on here?
Not Marie Osmond.
Marie Osmond. I told a story on Sloppy Seconds that got people so upset because like they were not expecting me to give such like a raunchy story, but it was a story about how I drove out into the middle of the desert to have sex with a guy in a trailer, and I couldn't have sex with him in the trailer because over the summer he had food in there and there was apparently a lot of rat feces, so he fucked me on a blanket outside with on top of Fire Ant Hill. And the worst part is he was really ugly. Like, people were so upset about it. It was so funny reading the comments of like, bring shame back. Bring shame back. Shame needs to be back.
I cry.
Yeah. A Fire Ant Hill.
Right. And then there's one time I fucked a guy and he had my couch I threw away on the curb, but like clearly he was like a homeless guy living in a trailer with this other person. I didn't want to be like, oh my God, that's my couch. No. I was like, cool couch. And then I had to call my brother and be like, remember that couch we carried around for 6 years because it was like the perfect type of vintage? I just hooked up with like a crackhead and it was in his house.
What did your brother say?
He's like, He's straight. So he was like, brah. Brah.
That's Joel someone.
There you go, brah. Good stuff, brah.
That's basic.
He's really amused that because since he's straight, I have sex with girls now too, and so I love sending him pictures of like my arm around like these beautiful porn actresses. I'm like, hey, what's up? How's being married?
Hi.
That is the ultimate fucking serve, right?
Yeah, seriously.
I ran away to New York to be a big gay faggot, but also
Right now, I won a Gay Fan Award for my bisexual porn, so it's like I feel like telling my dad.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was one thing I'm like, Dad,
listen.
I did it. Wasn't for me. I won an award.
Holy shit. Okay, so little gay boys, and you know what? Listen, little gay girls, you've been doing this for a while, so you feel free to sit this one out. Little gay boys out there who are scared of, coming out to your parents. Joel, someone is proof positive. You two can bang dames, okay?
Yeah.
You can bang dames. You can even win awards for it.
And the family can come around or support and all of it. You're the dream come true.
It's funny before I started doing this career, I would diss it because I was like, you're not really porn star. Like I have to do it in front of a crew, sure, and like I have to like put on an outfit and remember a script, and like that is its own level of hard. Mm-hmm. But having to be literally everything, I get why autistic children do it well the best because, like, damn, they are able to focus and stay like tracked on like a task. Because I can like I'll be watching my porn and I'll be like, I'm actually horny. Like I know I have like 2 more hours worth of work, but I actually want to fuck, and I'm really sick of listening to myself. Do you really talk this much? Oh, goddamn, Joel, someone.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing like, and it's funny. It's like that artistic process where like towards the end, you're like, is this hot? Is this even hot anymore?
Inner critic show.
How do people masturbate to this? You hack?
Talk to me about hackery and pornography. What to you says, oh, this is hack porn?
Well, and it's I diss people who like put on a character too deeply because like there's a time and a place for that. I'm like, if I'm playing someone's stepdad, I'm always like, I'm putting on a role. But when it's like in my living room,
yeah,
we're just fucking around. I don't know. It's okay. The example I think of the most is I remember my first like gangbang I did for like Treasure Island Media.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's like they've got this petite hairless twink in the other room, and he's like, "Oh, this is my first time doing a porno." Oh no! And they keep him pulled away from the bulls. You know what I mean? And it's all these like big muscle daddy tatted up guys, and I'm like, all right, I remember this. Cum bones for cum puppy, like all these hot prisoners, like, you know what I mean? Like in my mind, that's what it is. And then you get there, and they're like, yeah, I'm just like really mad because they got mad at me because I had to shave my eyebrows because I did drag last week, and I'm really struggling with like my gluten intolerance right now. But I've been watching the most recent season of it. It is just like faggotry on another level, and you're like, but the tattoos, and you're like, oh, they're all Alanis Morissette lyrics, like, and just like that person then turns into Rocco Steele the second the camera turns on. Like the second the camera turns on, I'm like, bring in the boy.
Oh my god,
is he ready for my large penis? And it's just it's hard for me to square that.
yeah.
So that was what I would say of like hackery and porn.
But was Frankie Grande nice to talk to otherwise?
Love, yeah, such a butch queen.
You kids, listen. If you're out there thinking I'm going to start a career in porn, you've got your work cut out for you. Okay, that's the other thing here that we've all learned is that there's a lot of moving parts that go into this. I actually had a hideous moment where I realized I'd hooked up with somebody who I didn't realize was a creator.
Respect.
Which I love the term creator. It sounds almost religious in some ways, like I'm a creator. He still is an elder gentleman, as my taste.
He likes them old.
That's not a kind way to say that. But
60 plus over here.
That's neither here.
He likes them legal. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
Thoroughly legal.
Thoroughly legal. Baked legal.
This man, we were going to do Sin together, and he asks me, he's like, "Oh, do you want to watch me put in my trimix?"
Oh, that's a scarring moment.
I have a good crop of friends who've done pornography in studio porn. I mean to say, one of my best and closest friends from Seattle, Tony Buff, fabulous fetish porn producer. He was telling me about like injecting himself with trimix I think in the stomach was where he would put the needle.
No, he's doing it wrong. Why the fuck is he putting it in his stomach?
This was back when. This was way back when. I don't know how far the time.
I'm worried about your friend. Is he alive still?
Whatever shot he did went in like the abdomen.
Oh, okay.
And so stomach. I didn't go to school for medicine, and
this person just might be a diabetic.
That's maybe, diabetes isn't real. But the man,
I'm sorry.
So the man, he's facing me and he says, "Do you want to watch me put in the trimix?" And I knew enough to say, "You're going to inject yourself with something in front of my salad? What are you doing?" And I said, what? He goes, yeah, I've just got to give myself a shot in the dick. And I said, no, I'm good. And he turned his back to me, did not leave the room, turned his back, got the kit, and injected his engine with Go Juice.
Oh, that's
right
like-
then and there.
And that's one of those sausage moments where it's like watching the sausage. And I've used Trimex before. There are times and places for it. That's my emergency.
You an erection for this.
That's my emergency fund. If right there, that's the. I'm on set and nothing is working.
You're pushing
and
rope.
this room is pissing me off. Like, you know what I mean? There's time and place for that. That's that. I do have Trimex. Mm-hmm. But then there's other times where they're pairing me with a 19-year-old boy who this is his first scene. He's got a rock hard cock and he's super excited. I can deal with that. And also because I remember the first time I watched like a big porn actor put it in front of me. It was we had both been hired for a client. And I remember it made me feel really self-conscious. I remember being like, oh, I thought you were excited to put your penis in.
Oh, sure.
It's because I'm so ugly. It's because I'm so ugly. But like, so I'm actually, so one of the reasons I have such great success in what I do is I really am able to kind of remember formative memories with porn and sexuality. And I try to channel them in my work and also through my experiences with people. And so like, if I'm working with like 18, 19, 20-year-old boy, I'm not going to inject my dick because I remember that feeling of them injecting their cock and then them having this cold rock hard penis and then them being done with the scene at that point. Because for me, a good scene is like, all right, what's up? do you want to like share things? Do you want to touch you places? Can I cuddle with you like in between?
Chemistry.
Yeah.
Like I'm really big on chemistry, and I know it's the cheeseball thing. You all, like when you first start, it's like, oh my god, I'm falling in love with my scene partner every time. You kind of do, and that's fun, and that's a fun thing
I
to
imagine
do.
that makes the scene better, though.
It makes the scene so much better. But the Trimex works too. It has its own purpose. I don't want to diss Trimex because like there are times when I need it. I've had to use it several times.
Trimex, please sponsor this spot.
But in instances where like I know for a fact that you're going to shoot up and you will not be able to be attentive to that performer because you'll see them struggle. Like once you have your like chemically hardened penis and you're like chilling out, being like, all right, just tell me when we're rolling, da da da. It like that's how I remember feeling that way when I first did scenes with girls. Not all of them are this way, but like I remember like the girl was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go like do stuff. Just call me when you're hard. And it's like, okay, well,
Don't need you to do an impression of me at the table.
Right, I was about to say. Sorry, this is the other reflection on you. But I remember it really fucking with my head. I'm like, well, I guess I don't have a scene partner now. This is a solo scene. And she's going to offer me the pleasure of putting it inside of her. And it's like that fucks with your head. And so I don't want to do that to a scene partner. If I could be if I do end up needing it, I'll go use it. But if I can use all my tools that come naturally, like kissing this boy and admitting that I'm kind of some type of sick pervert, people tend to be into that.
Right.
Yes.
It'll establish at least that moment that the person can realize, oh, this is somebody who wants to create something and doesn't want to. I think with straight porn and gay porn are kind of dark mirrors of each other. Where
you know what? It is a very like after doing essentially kind of both. Straight porn's weird. Straight porn is very.
I have a really hard time with it because I don't ever think the woman looks like she's enjoying herself, or there seems the power dynamic there is very weird.
Remember all like the Diane Sawyer interviews and stuff about porn back in the day and how like abusive it was to like people. I didn't start seeing that until I started working on the straight side, and not that I see it often, but I had never seen it before, and I got to see like whiffs of it once I started doing straight.
What do you mean specifically?
Just like people really struggling with like gays struggle with sobriety all the time too. But it's like we're a bunch of mean faggots. Like we're like, you know what I mean? When you do, it's they're like, oh, keep that shit on wraps. Like, you know what I mean? Whereas like there's like a certain openness of it because they're like, we need the girl. They're like, if she's all boobed out, whatever, just like work around it. But like, you know what I mean?
The thing that still strikes me the most about straight porn is how much it seems like the men in it hate the women.
Yeah.
The men just despise the men in general.
And that was the weirdest part about it for me too. I remember my first scene being like going up to the girl. I had actually never had sex with a cisgendered woman before. And I remember going up to her, I'm like, hey, I'm really excited to eat your pussy. And is there like a specific way you like it? Do you like it on the lips? Do you like it in the hole? What's your deal? And I remember the director overheard me. He's like, who cares? And I know to him that would have been like, it's very like triggering dad and brother energy where it's kind of like, and I remember like, well, I do.
Oh,
I
wow.
care how I eat her pussy, and maybe, if she has some feeling down there, she might as well.
You must have seen Boogie Nights.
Yes, of course.
Do you love Boogie Nights?
Of course. I love it.
It's one of my favorite movies in the entire world, and that reminds me of Julianne Moore when she's talking to Mark Wahlberg, and she's like, "You're gonna come on my tits, okay, honey?" Because it was Mark Wahlberg's first scene. I was like, "You're giving Julianne Moore mom vibes." And
I've worked with girls that are incredible. I remember like the second scene I ever did. The girl was amazing. Like she was so cool, and and that was actually the scene I won an award for.
Hell yeah.
And Vanessa Vega, I love her. She was
Shout out Vanessa Vega.
She was and she got so excited when she found out it was like her second time, and she made me feel like really, really good about it. And so it's not a monolith. Not all scenes are like that.
Sure.
But I did start to notice on the straight side a little more of kind of like the cliche ugly part of porn, and like they even do the girls up like that though. Like they have the poor girl sit in a chair for like an hour and a half doing her makeup thick. Because they want you as the man to mess up that makeup. They want to make her eye water. Like they want that kind of thing. And that's just that's I guess the taste. That's what people will watch it for.
So let's shift into tastes and how those have changed over the years. So right now
It's all incest now.
it is all incest now.
All
What
day.
happened? What is going on brainily, anally, whatever?
You got daddy issues, right?
No.
No,
Not really.
You do not have daddy issues.
I have a good relationship with my
You
dad.
fuck old. Well, I'm not saying you don't, but you fuck older guys, so you clearly got some type of daddy issue.
Sure.
Your thing is he's like a drink my tea with my pinky out intellectual people younger than.
So you just want to be able to talk all about Eve and shit like that with this faggot, right?
Okay, that's actually me. I love classic Hollywood.
But this is where the whole incest thing comes in. Just pick it. We are the generation that grew up without an older generation of gay men. We are the older generation now. You know what I mean? And we are now like kind of like that. We are father figures for these gay people.
Yeah.
And it's easy to point at like the incest theme and be like, oh, that's wrong. You just want an older man to say, you're doing okay. You know what I mean? You're on your back getting fucked in the ass. Daddy says you're doing a great job.
I'm proud of you.
Proud of you. Look at you. Look at you sucking dick. You're so beautiful, like an angel.
This is something I've been thinking about a lot because there's a lot of like social media technology has kind of fried our perceptions of what intimacy is, of what a relationship should look like, of what sex should be like. That it's kind of hacking the neurological link between sex and intimacy, and like, shit, how do we communicate in shorthand that this is a stable, loving relationship that is based on unconditional love? I guess it's got to be family, because otherwise
It's like, we're the generation that's really struggling with aging, supposedly. And it's either people take it on. Like, I've been a daddy since I was 30. Like, I played a dad in Family Dick when I was 30 years old. You know what I mean? That same instant, you could like completely ruin the vibe, because you're like, that person who's calling you daddy, the second you say, well, I'm not really old enough to be father. Just so you know, I'm more akin to the age of a bussy or a
29 and
twunk.
3/4.
I'm more of a twunk, actually.
Yeah.
How did you? And like, I've had this. I saw my ex the other day. He's on cruise ships, and he docked in Long Beach. I went and saw him, and he's Brazilian, and I love him to pieces. But he dyes his hair.
Nice.
And he's starting to look like that crazy old man, where his hair's orange, and I'm like, please stop dyeing your hair. You're so fucking handsome. I don't believe you have copper colored hair. I just don't believe it.
I'm seeing a performance.
I'm saying, well, this is an imitation of life. So the whole incest thing. And just like Senate Twink, it's easy to point at him and say, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Totally.
Incest is wrong, kind of thing. It's like all of it's relative.
Yeah.
Like, and if you really want to
That's
dig
kind of a pun.
deep into your mind and just like look at it objectively, it's not that. Like, I tell this story because in another instances, I remember I used to have like kind of a pause fetish before I started doing
Treasure Island Media.
yeah, Treasure Island Media, and also trauma.
Ooh, sure. Yeah.
Terrified. I'm terrified of AIDS.
Yeah, right.
Like growing up watching Treasure Island Media and seeing people have sex where they weren't deeply anxious about it.
Right.
Was like, I'm like,
Dawson's 20 load weekend.
exactly. I remember having such deep anxiety about it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm coming. I'm a bad person. It means I have a pause fetish. But like, truly, it came from a lack of knowledge. I never knew somebody who was HIV positive. I didn't know any of these things.
Yeah.
And so once I started looking at what was going on objectively, I'm like, I don't have a pause fetish. I was just really scared of AIDS. You know what I mean? And I created a sexual fetish around it because what do you do at that point?
See, when people say bring back shame, I don't think they necessarily know what they're actually asking.
Yeah.
Right. Shame is this thing that. So I went to International Mr. Leather, the big leather pageant or whatever the fuck.
It's very much a pageant.
Yeah, in Chicago, ages back with me and one of the bro fags, Ryan. We went and saw the sights, etc. I was astounded because I'm not a leather man in any way. I was there just sort of as
You're a supporter.
I was a supporter. And
You obviously didn't spend enough, but yes.
yeah, right.
You put $5,000 and you'll be a leather man.
Yeah, I also did not feel like parting with thousands upon thousands of dollars.
It's expensive. All those leather guys are like doctors and lawyers.
Right.
It's like how straight guys own motorcycles. You're like, you're not in a motorcycle gang. You're just an attorney.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Full cow. I was like, you have to be an anesthesiologist to go full cow.
Yes.
I'm not. That's out of my price range. But so what I noticed was this big kink positive, fetish forward event where you're going to see the entire swath of human sexuality represented.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fabulous and lovely in its own way.
Beautiful, yeah.
It's not going that far. You walk out of the elevator and there's a man that looks like Santa Claus in a sling, just open for any and everybody. And I
Like a turkey. Just spread open like a turkey.
basted. Again, fabulous. Love that for you. I wouldn't necessarily be the thing I would have as the first image out of an elevator.
Sure.
Given my mood. What I thought was astounding after 2 days of being there was how tedious everything got. It was just so unbelievably mundane that there's another man walking around with a gas mask on, another man vacuum sealed into a latex gimp suit.
Theater.
What happens when this thing that you're supposedly ashamed of, that your fetish is kind of hypercharged by shame. You're into whatever, niche thing you're into, be it, incest porn or, balloons or something that
Incest or balloons.
it's one or the other. It's always one or the other. That shame is the thing that makes it this red hot
Yeah. There you go.
live wire that
And
makes
it's directly connected to your sexuality.
right. And to have it just displayed openly and you're just milling about a convention floor buying merch from Mr. S. It to me is like, this is the least erotic thing.
But you know what the real takeaway of that is? You're not alone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that's like, I think the most important is like, you have a community. You have other people who like your weird.
If you're one of those people who's wandering around with a gas mask and you're
Because I don't think gay men struggle with the male loneliness epidemic is because, you know what I mean? Like, I love the fraternity of gay sex.
oh yeah.
Well, and also I think we need to normalize that sex can be something that is fun and you can do with friends. And straight people, I'd have sex so that they could have children, so that they could have workers on their farm. And it was always
Because the ones that are even remotely close to us, like the ones like the pineapple swinger ones like that, are the real weird ones to the straight community.
Yeah.
And that's all they're doing is they're like, we're earnest about it.
Right.
I've been with this bitch for 20 years. I like to watch her get pounded out every once in a while. That's just the way our relationship works. That's respect to that. Like, and when I work with the bi studios and like the guy has his wife there, I'm like, it's lovely to meet you, Mandy. You guys have such a wonderful relationship. I'm so happy to hear about that.
Do you find that because you are in up to your ears in the business, in your line of work, you're often having to curate somebody's sexual experience, or you're curating maybe a sexual experience for someone. I imagine a lot of people come to you.
Sexual tour guide, yes.
Yes. A lot of people probably show up to you and be like, hey, I'd like to see this site. We're going to go here. We're going to do this. I want, construct a scene together. Do they not?
They do, and that's what's nice about them paying for it. Like,
there we are.
Like, and not, no judgment to that. I do not. And the thing that's really hard is like people really are stigmatized about paying for sex, and I get the stigma. I like, it's funny. I notice on Sniffies, I don't advertise on any of the platforms as a sex worker, like just because I don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Sure. Because I know it's just like you advertising for a comedy show or whatever. Someone is like, this is not what the place is for. I came here for free penis. But like, but the truth is, it's like as I get older and I have some means for once, I'm like, I get it. I could spend 3 hours fucking around on this app, talking to people who are just jerking me around, which, I know I am a jerker as well. But it's kind of like the nature of it. I love older men, and that's always their like complaint is they're like, I don't get it. Gay bars don't exist anymore. And I go on this app, I took a Viagra, and 3 hours later I have a headache and I have to go to sleep. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, that's the new foreplay. Like, the apps are the foreplay. Like the 3 hours of us talking and exchange and playing butt pick a chicken with each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's the new foreplay, and that's hard for like older people to understand. So I get why they're like, just $300
for me to understand. I'm 31. I hate that. I hate fucking around.
No, sure.
But you know what? You the ones that would give it to you immediately, you're not interested in.
True.
Those
The
big profiles.
one who will be here in 15 minutes, you're sus with. The one who is like up your ass, I can be there right now. You're like, well, not you, bitch.
If he's up my ass.
Calm down, sir. Clearly a crackhead.
Yeah.
You want me this quickly? No.
Yeah, you're not going to lie on an anthill.
I was about to say, because you can get anything quick. It's just, it's your top 3 you're not getting, and you're mad.
True. I'm man enough to admit that.
Listen, I mean, ditto. But all that is to say, I wanted to ask, have you found that because you are in sex, has it become somehow less exciting to you? Have you found certain areas of sexuality have become more interesting to explore? Has the bloom fallen off the rose in any place?
Oh, I haven't had a bloom since 1939. No, I get this question a lot. And there's certain porn questions that like you start to understand the answer to as you get into the industry longer. Like I remember whenever people would ask porn actors or actresses, "Where's your favorite position?" Like in a bed.
Yeah.
In a bed on my back with a pizza.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The man turns into a pizza afterwards. It's amazing. That's my favorite position.
whimsy.
But like, and so I get that now as like a person like on a bed. But like this question does come around too, and I never understood this obsession with thinking that like I'm somehow numbed to sexuality, because it's not a question you made up. It's one that's just always out there. It's changed in a regard like I'm a huge exhibitionist. I love and even when I have sex with people that aren't porn people, give me your phone. Let's take some pictures of it. Your phone. You can have them.
Yeah, right.
Because I love what my sex looks like. I'm so proud of it. I love taking trophy shots of my dick sticking out of people and having them smile, giving me thumbs up. Because I know for a fact you're going to look at that later and be like, oh my God, I did that. Oh my God, that was me. Or like, and just like, and there are people who boost your ego up in this. I remember I was one of them. I remember I thought so much of porn people. Like I thought porn people were like deities from heaven. Like I'm like, how do you do this? I can't even do this for like regular. Like how do you make like a performance of this as well? And so when I run into those people, I'm like, yes, thank you.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit about being in a relationship during porn, and this is going to be another common question we get all the time. How do you keep it fresh in the bedroom with your romantic partner?
Well, that's I understand that, and that's still following the line of like heteronormativity of the I need to keep it fresh in the bedroom kind of deal like that. Like the great thing is I hunt with a pack. You know what I mean? Like as we're being with another performer is nice because it's like I want and also with a person who's a sex worker, it's like someone just called at 2:00 in the morning. I need you to go fuck them senseless. You want that money? 'Cause I do. Get out of this bed, and when you come back, we'll dance in their money. There was nothing sexier than doing that. Oh my God.
I love that.
That's hot.
Yes.
That's hot and romantic.
That statement right there, something in my rib cage is trotting around and tossing its mane in the wind. Nostrils are flared. That was incredible.
That was.
Yeah, but like that's what I mean in the sense that if you want to stick to the framework of like heterosexual culture of like, well, just so you know, how do you fuck your partner in a way that makes you want to fuck them all the time? And it's like, it's just like being a porn actor. I'm like, I'm getting him a dildo for his birthday. A vibrator for his birthday. It's one that whenever I use on his uncut cock, he fucking goes crazy for it. Yeah. Because my ex has one that it's funny. I use my ex's vibrator. I'm like, we need to get our own. We need to stop using my ex's vibrator. Yeah. But like, it's something like that in the sense that I'm like, I know how to get my man off. Like, I love being able to see him come. I know how the exact place to put my finger in to make him nut. We're not slow. We're not like those, like, we need to make love for hours kind of thing like that. It's like, let's get that nut off because I want tacos. I don't want tacos. We got shit to do today. Do you want to go to the flea market or not? You better fucking come.
I love that.
And I also like, since I'm a content creator, it's fun to gossip with someone about it. I'm like, yeah, fucked him in the ass. I wrecked him. Like,
you bring up a good point. Do you prefer content creator, sex worker, porn star? What's the ranking there?
I'm too humble to be called a porn star. Like I people would assume wouldn't have to do the whole "who the fuck is Joel someone" dance if I was a porn star. So,
yeah.
But the truth of that is, I struggle with that title because I feel like as a porn star, I anytime I hear the term star, I just have such expectations of that.
Sure.
That I'm like, I like to go porn actor also because it's a little stuffy.
Yeah.
Like I act out the pornos. You know what I mean?
They found me from Juilliard.
Juilliard porn actor.
Yeah.
Method.
Very. Oh my God. But so that's kind of my answer about keeping things fresh in the bedroom is also having zero expectations. Like I also just want someone who's in my life who's stable and chill.
Yeah.
The sex isn't even actually the most important part of it because we have to do that for our career.
And it's so funny because I bet you get the stereotype of, oh, sex is the first thing that you look for in a partner.
We're gay men of a certain age. How many gay male couples do you know that have like completely different tastes and are like hunting partners together? Like he likes twinks and I like big Latino penises. And it's like... And that's fine. And they love each other. They share a house and they have a wonderful life. And you know, every once in a while he goes to Puerto Vallarta and just takes all the uncut cocks he can find. But that's fine. That's totally okay.
Do you know anybody in the porn industry whose partner doesn't work in the industry? And
We call them muggles.
what does that look like? And what are their challenges?
I don't fuck with muggles. No, you know, that's not true. I remember when I first started doing sex work, being with non-porn performers, either they're super into it and they're just like, oh, that's so cool. Just modern. That you're like a sex worker. And or they do lots of the like classic kind of shame stuff like, well, I need you to fulfill my needs, or I need you to have and I get it. I'm the wrong person for you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I actually prefer being with either someone who's a giant slut or a sex worker, preferably still sex worker, because I need you to know how monetarily important this is. This is I'm the breadwinner because of this.
Yeah.
And I'm an athlete. I'm the type of person that like I save it for the scene. So I am getting my boyfriend a cool vibrator. I love to get my boyfriend off, but I also love knowing that he's got this vibrator that's going to help me out. Like, you know what I mean? I got my index finger right on the button and the vibrator. I got you, babe. I got you. Watch you squirt all over yourself.
You guys are the tag team champions of the vibrator.
It's like, but also in the sense that like, I'm going to kick you out so you can go make $500 and I'll cut my fucking self off. Raheem Shabazz, I'm watching you tonight. like that's how do all of those kind of realistic qualities, like, and deep honesty. Yes. And that's what's hard is I don't know if I could be with a non-sex worker and have the same level of honesty, because you really need to know how fucking shitty this job can sometimes be to like judge it for when it's its best.
So this is the thing that what you've just said there, I think, is really what is the big underpinning of any successful relationship. I mean, even with the scene partners, and honesty, right? Where the honesty of like, oh, what turns you on? What do you hate? What do you want to have done? What don't you want to have done? And if you can be honest without having the shame sort of cloud that honesty, whether it's the shame that you're into rubbing balloons on your bare torso, or whatever other kink you might be into, incest. It's only, I forgot those only two kinks.
But this is actually where like the name actually comes in. Joel Someone. The name Joel Someone came from me cheating on an ex-boyfriend. I was the type of person that would put myself in toxic relationships because I was pornosexual. And I just wanted to be with a partner. I didn't really want to have sex, but I wanted to have like a boyfriend, and I really wanted to have partnership. And so I put myself in these relationships, and then I would get bored. And I would kind of sneak around and do all of these things. And it's classic love addiction territory. And that's not healthy or helpful or kind. And so the name Joel Someone comes from the fact that I had an email account that was joelsomeone@yahoo.com. Now you guys know that email. If you've gotten this far in the podcast, please send me a message. I will send you a free Dropbox of some porn. That was the little prompt for that, just because this is where it always goes. But truly, joelsomeone@yahoo.com. I'll send you a porno. But I started that because I was fucking dudes on Craigslist because I wanted to explore my sexuality. I was not honest enough with my partners at the time to do that, which then came the theatrics and the excitement of cheating. You know what I mean? And for that fleeting moment, it's exciting. It's like, oh no, we shouldn't be doing this. Oh no, you work here and I know him, and da da da. Like the theatrics of cheating gets really old when you really hurt people.
Yeah.
And you either learn from it and kind of change your ways. Like I decided to paint a big A on myself, adulterer. I know what I am. I like to fuck outside of the relationship. Like, you know what I mean?
How's
So
that
much
marriage
so,
bad?
right? So much so that I need to make a career out of it. And you need to be on board because otherwise, what are you fucking doing? What are you watching? You know what I mean? Like you need to know that that's what you're getting into if you start with me. I'm not going to give you any other illusions because I've done that before and the end ends and it sucks.
Yeah.
So I can't go back to that. I can't go back to that place of lying because the name Joel Someone came from a lie that I made up on the spot while I was making that email. I was like, Joel's, okay, I worked at Disney World and they could never remember my Italian last name. So I guess they said someone. Like, and yeah, you know, and then when they would call my truck, they'd be like, they couldn't even get my first name. They're like, Joel, someone, you know what I mean? So, truck number 22. That's a lie. I made all that up. I worked at Walt Disney World, but none of the rest of that is true. I made up that lie to qualify my ability to go out and fuck. You know what I mean? I don't want to go back to that because I'm a really good liar, and I don't like doing that.
So interesting what was born out of a shameful experience and how you were able to really flip it around and make it into this.
Cold hard cash.
Yeah, well, not even that, but it's like actually, I could use the word beautiful.
He is tearing up. He's tearing up.
I can't help
such
it.
a gay,
It's
married
poetic.
queer.
I can't.
And when people ask me about porn names, I'm like, find something that means something to you.
Sure.
Because you're going to have to tell this fucking story all the time.
Well, and honestly, it reminds me of Trixie Mattel because her stepdad growing up was really abusive towards her and called her Trixie like as a slur.
Right.
So she made it into
But now she has to
drag
talk about
empire of all time.
stepdad abuse.
But you know, that's, you know what? Honestly, that's healing. And I differ from Trixie in that regard because they get sick of people walking up and being like, I was raped.
Yeah.
As like their first comment.
Totally.
They're like, thank you for my meeting.
Yeah.
I understand. I suppose with drag, it doesn't have to be as like personal, maybe. But for porn, it kind of does. And me being this arbiter of incest and religious porn, if it hits you a certain way, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay. If you need to tell me that, do you need a hug? I'm not above a hug.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hug.
Yeah.
If Joel someone's doing something that tickles you in a way that you cannot describe, cool. And I'm real. True. You know what? Because Joel someone tickles me all the time.
Sure.
This is a fever dream. Like my successful porn career is a fever dream. I have the worst imposter syndrome. I am going to wake up tomorrow and I'm still going to be bald John something back from Berlin, New Mexico. Like, you know what I mean? It's coming. I'm sure this is a fever dream. I got mononucleosis or something.
So I have a dicey question for you. Okay, and this is on behalf of the consumer. Okay. What do you think about paywalls with OnlyFans and the pay-per-view?
What is your scruple, sir? Like, what is your problem?
Once upon
Why isn't it free?
Once upon a time, we all remember Tumblr. It was the beautiful days of Tumblr porn. Okay, and then OnlyFans comes along. You pay the $15.99, whatever it is, to get through, and then you get all their videos, right? And then about 3 years ago, you would pay the $5.99 fee to get in, and then each video is like $20.
Denise Richards.
What do you say to that?
Okay, so I agree with you in that. I don't love, you know, and I make mine too inexpensive. I think mine's like $4.99, and I put up everything. I'm also
Man of the people.
I thank you. I put up like full videos that are like 20-minute long. Multiple
I mean, you've worked on them.
Yeah, mine are pornos. Pornos. They have multiple positions, C penetration, 2 cum shots. But there's requirements for these videos.
Yeah.
But like, and so like that's me, and like it's a person to person kind of thing. I tell people if you're going to sell them individually, make a free OnlyFans because then you have essentially like a newsletter that these people can never run away from, and they're less angry because they don't pay anything for it. You know what I mean? They kind of know that situation. I don't speak to everyone's experience. I just know that if I were to do it, that's how I would do it because I hate dealing. It's like the same reason dealing with like angry people on Sniffies. I don't want to hear it. I'm not going to be that mad about it, but I'm not also going to be chasing fucking annoyed people.
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood for it. So I agree with you. But at the same time,
It's their business. And I think about even just from a screenwriting perspective, what Netflix has done to take away the value of films to
Oh,
TV
yeah.
and how everyone's like pissed. Like I have to pay $10.99 now, and we used to have to go to the theater and we would pay $15 every time we wanted to see a new movie. So I see it from the creator's perspective of wanting to get their coin, but then as the angry consumer, I'm like,
It's also so, I'm not precious about my content. Like my content gets ripped off all the time and you can find it online all the time. I'm also not stopping.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the great thing about it is to a certain degree, it really puts out my scenes. I did this one scene where I did this, the hardest, know what the real hardest part of porn is pretending like you like shoots that you really hated and everyone fucking loved. Like there are scenes I've done and I'll drop this one because they fuck these guys. And it was this shoot I did in Vegas where it was a father, son, and a father and two sons and a wife scene. And it was a cuck scene. And I don't like cuck porn because I don't like I don't like negativity or pain or anything, humiliation in porn. And so I don't know why my stupid ass signed up. Actually, I know exactly why. I turned it down and they offered me more money.
Well, there you are.
And so I took the gig. And so I went in immediately as like a grumpy Italian dad. I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. You know what I mean? And I remember doing that shoot. It was like a nightmare. It was 2 days of just nightmarish performance. And there's one behind the scenes clip. There's one behind the scenes clip of like these two young boys, all of us naked. Me and Lana are like, hi, I'm Joel Someone. These are my two sons. They're going to fuck me in the ass. And they're like, yeah, we're going to fuck our dad in the hole. That video swirls around the internet about every 6 months.
I love it.
And I don't even want to brag. Every 6 months, I'll probably get like 20,000 followers from that video. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But then I also get like 75 messages and be like, where's the rest? Where's the rest of the video? I need to know what happened.
Did the boys ever get into Juilliard?
Exactly. But like plenty of other shoots. But I only do that one because that one really annoyed me. But like there are plenty of them that are that way that I have to kind of grit my teeth. I'm like, no, they were wonderful. I had an amazing time. The shoot definitely didn't take 4 hours.
That's like when somebody asks you, like, oh, how was doing XYZ's show? And
Great. So it's professional.
Loved it. Such a great host. So generous.
The lighting was great.
Well, I know you're a busy man. You've got a lot of collabs. You've got.
I kept looking at my clock. He's self-conscious now.
You've got to get to New York City. Joel, thank you so much for taking the time before you leave Los Angeles for the frozen wastelands of New York
I'm
City.
so glad we got you before you left. You were so fun.
Thank you. I'll come back, definitely. My boyfriend's staying here, so he's my lily pad here. So I'll come film some hot pornography and see my boyfriend as much as I possibly can.
Where can our listeners find you online?
Woof. Yeah, you know what? If you're in a good mood just to see me like do my best impression of a thirsty model on Instagram, I'm Joel_someone at Instagram, and then they're all like broken titles, so it's hard to find. Like I've lost so many accounts. Like it might be Joel, the original Joel 26 new in 6 months. So it just. If you Google Joel Someone, you're going to get Joel Onstein. So,
yeah. So be careful when you Google.
Careful when you do that. Yeah. There's me on Instagram. If you want to look at my Twitter's where it's really salacious and terrible.
And this is where I saw the Senate twink.
Thank you. And it's Joel Someone and then the number 1. And it's funny you were talking about Tumblr because I remember when Tumblr all crumbled and we got all the Tumblr refugees. Like hearing people call them Tumblr refugees was really, I'm like, great. And then on my OnlyFans is Joel Someone flat, and then my Just for Fans is Joel Someone 1.
Fabulous. Well, Joel, again, thank you so much. Have a good, uneventful move out to New York. And Senate twink, if you're out there listening, I see you. I support you. Be gay, do crime.
And he actually just lost his only. Speaking of like losing platform, so if you guys could go follow the Senate Twink
on Instagram,
follow on the Instagram. I don't know what his account is.
It's Senate Twink.
It's the Senate Twink. It's not the Senate Twink 26.
It's the Senate Twink, as I recall.
Go follow him, just because that is